What's going on? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening, beautiful people? It's your girl, Linda S. Hustler, the Bodacious Lifestyle Coach. I'm excited to be coming to you today because I'm talking about excuses. Are you addicted to excuses and how to kick the habit? Excuses. Oh my goodness. I'm talking about excuses, how to kick the habit. I'm also talking about some of you who know for sure that you should be coming to my Ignite Your Life After 50 10-day masterclass experience. Going down June 13th through the 24th, you know that you should be there. If you are over 50, if you are a Black queen over 50, all right? And I'm not going to ask you to just say, just keep it 100. I'm over here trying to see if this is showing up on all my platforms because you probably didn't know, but I am using StreamYard, which is a platform that allows me to go live on my personal profile, my group, Bodacious Black Women Over 50, as well as my YouTube page. Y'all, you can't tell me nothing. You cannot tell me that I am not keeping up with technology, but I'm over here trying to check it out, y'all. And just let me know if you are seeing me on in my Facebook group, Bodacious Black Women Over 50, or you are on YouTube, or if you are on my personal Facebook page. Let a sister know. Hey, Erica, what's going on? Also, y'all, you should see a link where it says give StreamYard permission to show your name because, Facebook is always kind of tripping, y'all, and they don't really want other people to be able to use their platform. So if you see that link, click on that link. Your personal, awesome, Erica. So let's just get into it. So today I'm talking about excuses, right? But I'm really tying it into my 10-day epic Ignite Your Life After 50 masterclass experience because I do believe, right? I really do believe that one of the challenges we face in life, regardless of what it is that you're trying to do, what it is that you do, and what it is that you see for yourself, right? Like we create these vision boards every New Year's. We write down our goals. Some of us are doing SMART goals. Some of us are really busy being busy, right? We're busy planning. We're busy strategizing. We're busy, going to conventions and workshops and seminars and, looking at the YouTube videos for inspiration, all that good stuff. But at the end of the day, nothing's changing in your life. How can that be? How can it be that you are busy doing all of these different things, but your life is not changing? Let's have a dialogue right here, okay? Not just a monologue, but a dialogue. What is one reason why you think that you are busy? Like you get up in the morning, you do the work, you go to work or whatever, and let's say you got a side hustle or something that you want to do, a business that you want to break out into, and yet you're busy. You really feel like, oh my gosh, where did the time go? But yet you still don't have your LLC. You still don't have a business plan. You didn't do the research that you needed to do to see what it is that you need, but yet you're busy. What is that? What is that? What would you say that is attributed to? That's the first thing. The second thing is why? What do you think an excuse is? Let's just talk about that. Are you addicted to excuses? Number one, and you probably don't want to be, don't want to put it in the comments that you are. But if you are brave enough, if you feel like you are addicted to excuses, put a 1 in the comments. Put a 1 in the comments if you feel that you are addicted to excuses. And excuses can be sexy, y'all. Excuses don't necessarily have to be something like just astronomical, like the dog ate your homework excuses, right? Excuses could be things like, I didn't feel like it. Excuses can be, I don't have the credentials. Excuses could be, it's too expensive to get started. Excuses can be all kinds of things. But I just want to know, do you feel that you are addicted to excuses? Because I'm gonna give you some ways on how you can kick the habit. If you'd like to know how you can kick the habit, let a sister know. Like I said, I'm also tying this into my epic 10-day Ignite Your Life After 50 Masterclass experience for the Black Queen over 50 who finds herself making excuses as to why that beautiful, that bodacious life that you know that you should be leading, that you should be living, that you should be creating. You have not created it because you are too busy making excuses instead of making moves. So the first thing you got to do in order to kick the habit of making excuses, and excuses is contagious. Excuses is like an epidemic, and it is very easy to catch, because here's one of the things that we do, ladies. Let me know if you find it easier to make excuses or to make moves. Is it easier for you to make excuses or execute? Let me know if it's easier for you to make excuses or come up with a way that you can actually get on the path to your next best life. Because here's what happens to us. We have great plans. A lot of you, I want you to think about, what was your New Year's resolution? Or if you're not really into resolution, what was your word of the year? And if you're not into the word of the year, where should you be at 6 months, basically 6 months into the year? Do you feel like this is where you expected yourself to be at 6 months into the year? Or are you making excuses for the reason why you're not where you said that you would be? And this isn't about condemning you. This isn't about making you feel bad. This is about you doing an honest self-assessment as to where you are in your life. And if you are telling yourself the truth about where you are, hey, Renee, yes, your Gemini sister, or are you giving yourself excuses about where you are in your life? So the first thing you got to do if you want to move from excuses to execution, right? Excuses to execution, meaning you are done coming up with reasons why you're not living the life you want to live, or creating the life you want to live, or doing the things you want to do, or making the progress you want to make in your life, your relationships, your finances, your health, whatever you want to call it. The first thing you got to do is you got to tell yourself the truth. You got to tell yourself the truth. You cannot move forward if you don't tell yourself the truth. I'm not saying shout it from the mountaintops. I'm not saying put a sign on you like people do when they're protesting and say, I've been lying to myself. I don't know why I'm keep making these excuses. The first thing you got to do is tell yourself the truth. Tell yourself the truth. Tell yourself the truth. It is what it is. When I had decided that, you know what, I want to become a life coach, I gave myself all kinds of excuses. Actually, it took me 2 years after I made a decision to do it to just start looking for schools to be certified. Y'all, I told myself I was too busy. I said I was too old. A lot of people who are into it have already been doing it for 10 or 15 years. Who's going to listen to me? What do I have to say? Blah, 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 blah. I also didn't graduate from high school. So I was like, well, I think I should have at least graduated from high school. But I did get my GED. But, I felt like, I should at least have an AA, a BA, a master's degree, something. And then I realized, no, Linda, you don't need to have any of that. Les Brown didn't graduate from high school. Lisa Nichols didn't finish college. There's a lot of people who didn't allow all of this stuff, these excuses, to keep or get in the way of what it is they want to do. So the first thing you got to do is tell yourself the truth. Tell yourself that you are scared or afraid or confused or need clarity, whatever it is to get you from excuses to execution. Do that. So tell yourself the truth. The second thing you want to do is you got to shift your perspective. You got to see things differently. Instead of me seeing things as like, oh my gosh, Linda, you didn't even graduate from high school. How are you going to tell somebody how to get their life together? You didn't even have your life together. Well, hello, that was when I was 17, right? And at the time that I decided that I wanted to be a life coach, I was like 52. So sometimes we will let that little girl in us, right, wear the big girl panties when we should be wearing the big girl panties. And so I was letting if I was 17 when I didn't graduate, and I was 52 when I decided that I wanted to be a life coach. How many years is that, y'all? 30, 30 plus 17 is 47, like almost 35 years. And so a lot of times we base our grown self, our grown decisions on a person that was 30, 40 years ago. Don't do that. You got to shift your perspective. You've got to say, now that I am older, now that I know better, I can do better. So the first thing you got to do, right, to go from excuses to kick the habit of making excuses is you got to tell yourself the truth. And the second thing you got to do is you got to shift your perspective. You got to shift your perspective, right? The third thing is, what beliefs are running your life? What beliefs are running your life? What beliefs are running your life? Listen, y'all, if you're of age, like 50 and up, I'm 58, I'll be 59, June 5th. Woo woo! I know, y'all. Black does not crack. No, it doesn't. But what beliefs are running your life? For a lot of us over 50, we have beliefs, and I'm not going to ask you to put it down, but we have beliefs like we're too old and it's too late, right? What is that? What is that? Where does that come from? We've been programmed to believe that, because that really has nothing to do with anything. But a lot of us, we believe we're too old and it's too late. We believe that we've been doing the same thing for so long. How can we really change at this stage of our lives? Like, if we've been working on a certain job for all these years, how do we then segue into our side hustle or that thing that we really want to do? A lot of times we think that, what are people going to say? Like, all of a sudden, why would you want to change it? Why would you want to flip the script after 50? Why would you want to do that? Because you're still alive, because your dream didn't necessarily die. Sometimes we put things on the back burner because life starts lifing. And that's what we have to do at the time. But now I want you to look at your life. If you have children, you probably don't have small children. They're at least teenagers. And it's your time now. So I want you to think about, what is it that you really would like to do with your life now? And what excuses, right? What beliefs are you telling yourself that are keeping you from taking the next step? What beliefs are you telling yourself that's keeping you from taking the next step? And these are just excuses, right? This is just really fear dressed up real fancy dancy as to, I'm too old, it's too late, I don't have credentials. Well, get the credentials. Get the credentials. You're not too old. If you are still alive, you can still thrive. So get the credentials. Do what you need to do to create the life that you desire and deserve. So, okay, going down the list, the first way we're going to kick the excuse habit to the curb is we're going to tell ourselves the truth. The second thing we're going to do is we're going to shift our perspective, how we see things. The third thing you are going to do is beliefs. What beliefs are you holding on to? Not truths, not reality, but what beliefs are you holding on? Are you telling yourself that you're too old to change? Are you telling yourself that you don't have the credentials? Get the credentials. Hello? You can go online and get credentials. You can go to the actual brick and mortar and get the credentials. I have decided that I want to get my AA first, right? Then I'm going to get my BA. Then I'm going to get my master's. I'm currently enrolled in school for marketing. Yes. No, I did not get to walk across the stage because I didn't graduate from high school. I didn't go to the prom. But guess what stage I am going to be walking across, y'all? Because I'm done with excuses. This stage of the college stage. I'm going to get to wear the hat, the gown, the kente cloth. You know what I'm saying? All of that. So that is the thing. And then you got to reverse engineer the story. Thank you, Kim. You got to reverse engineer the story that you've been telling yourself. You got to reverse engineer the story that you've been telling yourself. See, I can stand here or sit here before you and say these things because that's what I did. I beat myself up because I didn't graduate from high school. I beat myself up because I honestly feel like my life didn't really start until after 50. So I felt like, okay, well, gosh, and all those years behind you. Hey, Sheila, all those years behind you, like, really? Now you want to start, kicking into overdrive? And so I'm here to really tell you that don't believe the hype. Don't believe the status quo and the societal norms that would have you think, have you believe that at this stage of your life, you are supposed to be downshifting. That is a lie. That is an excuse that is very easy for us to buy into, right? Because at the end of the day, it's going to take guts to change. It's going to take guts to stop doing what you're doing right now and start shifting into living the life that you desire and deserve. And that is why I have created the Ignite Your Life After 50 Masterclass Experience, a 10-day epic experience, because I am you. If this applies to you, if you feel like, hey, you know what, Linda, I did have a lot of different things that I wanted to do and got caught up in life and got on that merry-go-round of madness and just, put my stuff on the back burner. I told myself I was going to come back and get it. And then 20 years passed, and then 30 years passed, and then 40 years passed. And for some, it's 50 years and beyond past. But I'm here to tell you, don't make excuses. Stop making excuses for the fact that you settled for a life that you know is beneath you. And that doesn't mean that you in a shelter. It doesn't mean that you're not putting forth any effort in life. That's not what I'm talking about here. But I'm talking about if you were to really tap into your gifts and talents, if you were to really level up your life, if you were to really ask yourself what it is that you want, what it is that you need to take your life to the next level, you would not continue to make excuses. You would not continue to settle. You would not continue to go along to get along. So with that in mind, I want to invite you. Yes, I do. Let me get my little thing right here real quick. I really want to invite you to register for my 10-day Ignite Your Life After 50 Masterclass. If you are not 50, this message is not for you. If you are not 50, this message is not for you. But that is it right there. MidlifeMojoSession.com. If you are not 50, this message is not for you. If you're not wanting to level up your life, this message is not for you. If you are not really stuck, if you feel like you've got your life all together, you're crushing it, you're meeting your goals, you're meeting your objectives, you got it going on, this is not the masterclass for you. This is the masterclass if you know for sure that there's some juice, some more juice you want to squeeze out of life, and for whatever reason, you just can't seem to squeeze it. This is the masterclass for you. This is the masterclass for you if you find yourself questioning, doubting that you really are that boss babe that you know you are, right? This is the masterclass for you. This is the masterclass for you if you are a woman of a certain age and at a certain stage in your life and you find yourself wondering, is this it? Is this all there is to life? This is the masterclass for you. This is the masterclass for you if you need that gentle kick in the butt because you do have some goals and some dreams, and for whatever reason, you just can't seem to get started. This is their masterclass for you. It's not about being a loser. It's not about having the capabilities. It's just sometimes we get in our own way, whether it be we're listening to other people, whether it be we don't have the courage, whether it be we want to have certainty before we make a move. That is not how you go about this thing called life. It is not how you go about this thing called life. Certainty, what's certain? What is certain is if you don't make a move and you continue to make excuses, that life that you feel that you really deserve and desire is not going to happen. That's certain. What is certain is if you continue to live life the way you're living it, even though you want to really scale up, move up the ladder of life, really can start to live that life that's on your vision board, if you do not do anything different, nothing different is going to happen. And here's the thing. Don't we all know that deep down inside? Like, I don't really feel like I'm telling you anything that you don't know. But I want you to ask yourself this question. Why haven't you done the things that you know you need to do to create the life that you desire and deserve? What is it that is keeping you from moving from excuses to execution? What is that thing? And if you really can't answer that, then you, my love, need to go to midlifemojosession.com, that thing that's moving across the screen, and register. You need to tell your friends. If you have friends and y'all all are kind of in this same space, let them know, hey, Linda S. Hustler, the Bodacious Lifestyle Coach, is going to have a 10-day Ignite Your Life After 50 masterclass experience so that we can get information, so that we can actually look ourselves in the eye and say, hey, why do I keep finding myself here year after year after year? Have a collection of vision boards gathering dust and nothing is happening because y'all, we got to get out of our head and get into action. We got to get out of our head and get into action. We've got to. And so if that is something you really want to do, if that is something that you want to explore, right? Then register. You know, for the life of me, I just don't understand how we can be in a situation, right? We can be in a situation and just stay there. Like, not even see what's on the other side. Not even try to confront what could possibly be holding us back. Because here's the thing, ladies. I don't know how much time I have left, neither do you. But if you are a woman of a certain age and at a certain stage in your life, you're either moving forward or you staying stagnant. You're either moving forward or you staying stagnant. That it is what it is. And if you're cool staying stagnant, if you're cool not growing, if you're cool staying in what I call the dead zone, because I don't know how comfortable not moving forward or not crushing your goals or not having goals or not, seeing how you can up level your life. I don't really see how that could be comfortable. But I think the powers that be, the status quo, they named it the comfort zone because if they were to call it the dead zone or the stagnant zone or the throw in the towel zone, that would just be too much for people. But I like to call it what it is. And that's why I say the first thing you got to do to move from excuses to execution is tell yourself the truth. You got to say to yourself, do we have the same, are our feet planted the same place they were planted last year, the year before that, 5 years ago? And some of you are going to say, well, Linda, yeah, because see, last year was a pandemic. Okay, well, what about the year before the pandemic? What about the year before the year of the pandemic? What about 5 years ago, 10 years ago? See, that's what I'm saying. Like, we can't keep making excuses. We can get addicted to making excuses because it's easy. It's easy to say, well, I don't really want, I know that's what I said, but no, I don't really want to do that. Is it that you really don't want to do it? Or you don't have the guts to do it? Or you don't have the blueprint to do it? Or you don't have the roadmap to do it? What is it that's really keeping you from rising like cream? We cream, we supposed to rise. We are queens. We are supposed to rise, but very few of us will ascend to our rightful place on the throne because we will continue to make excuses as to why we are not making the moves. We're making excuses instead of making moves. You know what I'm saying? And one thing that I can say about my life and where I am in my life is that I'm at a point in my life where I am no longer making excuses for the life that I'm living. I'm no longer making excuses for the reason why, I settled in life. I'm not making excuses because I didn't believe in myself. I'm not making excuses. I'm telling myself the truth about all parts of Linda, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I know that there are some people who say, well, no, Linda, there's really no ugly parts of yourself. Yeah, there are. And I can tell myself the truth about that, right? That's my philosophy. There are some ugly parts to Linda, and it's not like it's a constant thing, but sometimes I have ugly thoughts. Sometimes I tell myself, well, Linda, do you really think you can do this? I mean, I know you say it, and I have to confront that. I have to confront that. I have to say, there are days when I don't think I'm enough, but I don't let it overtake me. I deal with the truth. Wow, where'd that thought come from, Linda? We've been crushing it lately. Where'd that come from? And I analyze it. It could come because I had a little setback, which kind of throws us off, right? Life is not always going to be constant. And then I'll say to myself, oh, you know what happened, Linda? That's when such and such and such didn't come through. But as I move through it, such and such didn't come through because one, maybe I didn't get the paperwork in on time. Maybe I kind of rushed through it. Maybe I waited to the last minute. Maybe instead of, really flushing out my idea, I didn't give it the time it needed. And that's why the first part of moving from excuses to execution is you got to tell yourself the truth. So with that, ladies, again, I want to just invite you, if you are a Black woman over 50 and you feel like, you could take your life to the next level, not like life is sucking right now, but you know that you aren't squeezing all the juice out. I want to invite you. Come on through, Queen. Right there on the screen, midlifemojosession.com. We are going to start June 13th, and I want to invite you to take part. If you feel that you could level up your life a little bit more, if you feel like those dreams and those goals that you put on the back burner, they're like on life support, and you want to breathe life back into them. You want to resuscitate them. See, sometimes we got to just resuscitate our dreams, resuscitate those goals. Don't just let them atrophy. Don't just let them die. A lot of times people will say, oh, so-and-so's dreams died. We actually kill our dreams, y'all. If you're not breathing life into your dreams, if you're making excuses and all that good stuff, your dream didn't die, you killed it. But I'm here to say that you can bring your dream back to life. And I'm going to show you how during the Ignite Your Life After 50 Masterclass experience. So that is something that you'd like to get into, like really start thinking about where you want to go in your life. If you're 50 and above, are you where you want to be in your life? Do you feel like there's still some moves that you can make? And you need that support, that group of like-minded Black women who have all decided that, you know what, this isn't it for me. There is some more that I want to do with this thing called life, and this is the masterclass for you. So with that, I thank you so much for tuning in today. This is Linda S. Hustler, the Bodacious Lifestyle Coach, and I teach Black women over 50 how to regret-proof and ignite your life. If that is something that you feel you could use, then again, join me and other like-minded Black women over 50 as we take this journey together down the path to our next best life. Because here's what happens to us, ladies. We get to a point in our lives where we get to the crossroads, right? And there's two ways you can go. You can stay on the comfort lane, right? Or you can take a path down possibility. You can either stay on comfort lane or you can take a journey down the path of possibilities. Nobody, I don't care what your circumstances are, I don't care what's going on in your life right now, no one can ever take away your choices and your decisions. Again, I don't care where you find yourself right now in your life. Nobody can take away your choices or your decisions. You can decide like that you are going to go on a journey down the path of possibility and no longer stroll down comfort lane. No one can take that away from you. So if you choose, if you want to do something different with your life, do something productive with the rest of the years that you have left. Again, this is a message from our Queens 50 and over. You can make the choice. You can decide to join my 10-day Ignite Your Life After 50 Masterclass experience, or you can decide to continue to make excuses. And when the time comes, as it will come for all of us, and you're going through your life and looking through your life, and all of those opportunities and dreams and goals start flashing themselves, kind of like the ghosts of Christmas past, the dreams and opportunities and possibilities, those show up as well. Will you tell yourself, you know, I could have did that, I just didn't want to? Or will you tell yourself, man, I remember when I got the guts to really give my dreams and goals a chance? That is where I pray that you are in the twilight of your life, that you gain the guts to give your dreams, to give your goals, to give your gifts and talents a chance to become, so that you could create the life that you desire and deserve, because you are a queen and you deserve the life that you have in your mind right now, that life that's on your vision board. You deserve that. For what excuses are you willing to kick to the curb to actually go get it? I hope to see you during the midlife experience that I'm creating, the Ignite Your Life After 50 Masterclass. And if not, I'm still going to be around. I'm not going anywhere, because this is my life mission. Because I see how much my life has changed once I decided that I no longer wanted to be the background singer, and I wanted to take center stage and stand before the crowd and take my bow. If that is you, midlifemojosession.com. Go register now. Not tomorrow, but now. And I'll see you on the other side, y'all. Stop making excuses and start executing. Stop making excuses and start making moves. Stop making excuses and do what you need to do to become the person you need to become. Don't let age define you. Let it refine you. You're never too old, and it's never too late to be great. Peace. Yes.